Yo. So, welcome to the final week of my campaign in Sunnyshore League. And yeah, we are obviously unbeaten so far, 9-0 for the season. We're going to find out if we can go undefeated for the whole season. So, week 10 is against Mence. Mence, or SMence, that's what it's known as. And here's the matchup. So, so with his team, like I found his team a bit funny. Like he's got like typing wise, like it's very like there's good synergy. But the thing is, like it just looked like he only focused on types, but not the mons themselves. Like you have like round 2 Toby Kiss, which is like kind of bad. And then like just the team itself doesn't really seem too scary on the offensive side. Like once you cover like Hydreigon and Nidoqueen, the special attacks, like there's nothing there that really stands out. Like that's like whoa, this team can potentially win, and the team just seems like a bit passive overall. But nonetheless, we just get right into the team building. And yeah, so I'll explain what I mean like going through this. So we start with Licky. So Licky was very important in this matchup because, as I said, like his team lacks much offensive presence, and Licky, the few offensive presence that he does, like Licky shuts like the majority of them down. So this max special defense set, it takes on it takes on Hydreigon, Specs or Scarf. So if it's like nasty plot Hydreigon, then obviously not. But the thing is, if it's nasty plot Hydreigon, then I have like a lot of revenge shielding options, and if it's Scarf or Specs, then I hard wall that with Licky basically. And Licky, this also takes on like Nidoqueen fairly well. It takes on Togekiss well. It takes on like Vanillux, and any offensive like Celesteela set just takes it off as well. Takes it on. So yeah, that's why we have like knockoff. Just remove the item. The most is the best move a passive wall can run basically. Then we have Wish and Protect for recovery, and then we have Heal Bell so we don't get screwed over by Toxic from like Chansey or anything. So yeah, this thing is just there to just basically be a switch into like most of his offense, and literally just sit there, wish, knock off the item, whether it's Life Orb or Specs or anything, or Scarf, and then just like help out the team. So yeah, it's like a little emergency button in a sense. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what Licky does. He covered like most of his offensive threats, and then Mega Sizzle covered like pretty much everything that Licky didn't. So that means like Bear Tick with Swords Dance. You got Vanillux as well. Like I don't think. I mean Licky can take on, but I don't like between Hail and Blizzard and all that. Mega Sizzle is significantly better at taking it on thanks to his typing, and there is no hidden power fire, of course. Mega Sizzle also can help with like revenge killing like Togekiss, or just like it's also there to like take Toxics from any of his walls. Like I can see Chansey coming Toxic, running Toxic, Slowbro potentially run it as well, Celesteela. But obviously Mega Sizzle can be there to switch into that and not the other ones in the tank. But then I do have a cleric, so it's not that deep anyway. So yeah, this set. So yeah, I mean it is for defog as well because it does have like Stealth Rock and Toxic Spikes. But the set itself, I actually forgot what this does. It seems like so specific. I think well, the attack obviously must reach like I'm guessing it like kills Beartic like as a 1-hit KO or even Togekiss. Not like after a Stealth Rock. I think that's what the attack would do. And then max HP. We don't need speed in this matchup at all. Just looking at his team, there's nothing to really creep, especially because Bullet Punch is priority. So we just have that level of attack, max HP, and then the rest kind of spread out between bulk. But yeah, that's what Mega Sizzle does. Just takes on like everything that's Licky doesn't, and it provides defog as well. So good utility there. So yeah, that's what I mean. Between them two, like nothing on his team really blows past, and except like I guess Nasty Plot Hydreigon, but even then like Licky will do a decent job of like wearing it down. But yeah, and then we do have like Coco and Taunty and even Mamoswine to revenge kill that as well. But yeah, so next mon we have Slowking. So Slowking was actually pretty important, and I only say this because it's there to support Licky, because as I said, Licky is checking like so much, like Hydreigon, Togekiss, potentially Celesteela, Nidoqueen, and even Vanilluxe. So that's like a lot of different Pokemon to switch into, and you know, given that it doesn't have Toxic or anything, it's just got literally Knockoff, Recovery, and Heal Bell. It's just like it can't really punish Pokemon that much. You can only knock off, which is not helpful after the first turn. And yeah, that just meant like it basically have to sit there Wish and protecting a lot, and I didn't really want that happening, just giving it momentum. So, you know, Slowking with his great special defense and the Regenerator helped with that significantly because it keeps momentum, it pivots around. And also Nidoqueen, like despite me being max PDF on Licky, still hit like pretty hard. Even like after Stealth Rock, like the roll was fairly close. Like I'm just like kind of forced to Wish and protect a lot. So Slowking helped with Nidoqueen in particular because this spread avoids literally any move after Stealth Rock. Avoids the 2 KO literally any move from Nidoqueen after Stealth Rock. Then we have the resting defense just to let Bear take on like Arcanine and Beartick and whatever, and then some speed creep apparently, probably creeping Immunus, yeah. So yeah, that's what Slowking did. You just have Scowl and Toxic, pretty basic stuff. Lack of recovery, and then we got Future Sight, and I thought Future Sight could be useful here rather than like Psychic or anything, because you know, I can play around that with like Amoonguss there, Nidoqueen as well. Like it would force a switch, and I can like take advantage of that. Like if it's on like, you know, Amoonguss or Nidoqueen, he's kind of forced to switch out into like Hydreigon or Celesteela to take the hit, or even Chansey, and then we have Coco to punish that. As you can see, Coco punishes Chansey with Close Combat Expert Belt, and it punishes Hydreigon with Close Combat Expert Belt, and it punishes Celesteela with Wild Charge, also Expert Belt. So yeah, I mean, with those 3 defensive mons, we literally have his whole team covered. Like he can't really break through me at all. And then yeah, now it's literally just the offense, like my win condition. So between them 3, I just aim to like wear his team down for one of these 3 to just clean up. And Coco was the best at doing this because it hits like very hard, and it's got great coverage against his team, and it got the speed as well. So I believe this set, yeah, it just outspeeds Hydreigon. His team is actually quite slow. Fastest one is Boltund. But I really didn't see Boltund coming, so I didn't bother outspeeding that. Plus I do have like Mamoswine for that. But yeah, I mean, and Coco also matches up well against this. So I just didn't think it'd come, you know, when I have Tangrowth there, I have Bramble, I have Mamoswine. So, you know, if I'm him, I'm thinking, yeah, there's no way I'm going to bring Boltund because there's Tangrowth, he has regen, he has great defense, I can't break it at all. So yeah, I just did not prep for Boltund at all. And yeah, Arcanine, it doesn't it does outspeed Arcanine. And it does outspeed Hydreigon. So yeah, he outspeeds everything it needs to, without using much speed at all. Then we got Max Attack Adamant, and then the rest in HP with an odd number to take deaths from Stealth Rock. And yeah, this set like I believe was the best to like hit him the hardest. So we have physical set, and mainly that's because of Chansey, obviously, and the fact that it hits Amoonguss pretty extremely hard with Brave Bird as well. So yeah, I mean, this set was the best for breaking through him. We have Wild Charger Stab, smacking Celesteela, Togekiss, Slowbro, all that. Then we have Close Combat for Hydreigon, which resists Wild Charge. Close Combat smacks Chansey. You know, you can get decent damage on Nidoqueen with that or Brave Bird as well. And also it 1 KOs the ice types. So yeah, and then we have Brave Bird obviously for Amoonguss, and it's also like the best move to use on the obvious Nidoqueen switch, and Brave Bird Max Attack would actually do decent damage to that. So yeah, those 3 moves like made this set literally unwallable against this team, and yeah, it's just guaranteed to break through. Then we have Reese for some longevity, especially with the Wild Charge recall, and because I don't really need anything else. So yeah, that's what Coco did. literally just a cleaner win condition, blah blah blah. Then we have the second win condition, Nasty Plot Tornadus with boots. So yeah, this set was dangerous against this team because of regenerator and boots, so it's not going to be taking any damage from hazards, and it's got regen, so you know it can literally pivot around his walls all day. You know, we can just pivot around Celesteela, Togekiss, you know, Chansey, defensive Arcanine, all that, and you know, because we are torn, Chansey doesn't match up well against us, and you know, with Nasty Claw, Air Slash, Heatwave, we do break through literally everything except Chansey, but then we do have Taunt for that. So yeah, I mean, you just need to weaken Chansey a bit for this to just win. And yeah, so it's the same as Coco with outspeeding Hydreigon. Again, we don't care about Boltund. Max special attack with boosting nature, modest, and then the rest in HP. So we do have an even number because we have boots, so Stealth Rock does not matter. And yeah, I believe that's what Torn did. Literally just like cleaner number 2, Disruption Mon as well, just break through his walls. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a stall breaker as well with Nasty Claw and Taunt. So yeah, I mean, in terms of like weakening his team, it just helps Coco that much more. And then lastly, we have Peppa Pig, Mamoswine. So yeah, this basically, like, you know, just in case Boltund did come, this is a check to it, a pretty good check to it. And of course, it also provides Stealth Rock, which we do need. And yeah, as a mon itself, like, so yeah, I mean, it's there to check Boltund, it's there to give Stealth Rock, and then Mamoswine itself like hits his team like extremely hard, like, you know, Stab, Earthquake. Yeah, I mean, it literally breaks through most things except obviously it resists Steela and Hydreigon, but then we do have Ice Move for Hydreigon, Knockoff for Celesteela to remove leftovers, so they can't do that protect bullshit. And yeah, and obviously we can also, the reason for Knockoff is important because we knock off Chansey's Eviolite, that way it can no longer wall us. And yeah, it's just a good mid ground play in a lot of situations as well. So freeze right over like Icicle Crash, obviously, because there is a Mega Slowbro, and with 80 special attack, I believe I do to KO it after Stealth Rock with ease. So yeah, that's literally the team. We have basically all his offense covered in the first 3 slots, and then we just have 3 win conditions to clean up the game. So pretty confident going in, not gonna lie. This does look really good, especially because like as I said, I don't really see a way for him to really break me, and then I do have like very good win conditions against his team as well. Like there's literally no way he walls Coco or Taunty reliably throughout the game. So yeah, that's why I was confident. So let's just go right into the battle now. Alright, so as expected, we can see Hydreigon, the big threat, biggest threat in his team. You know, Chansey, Slowbro, Arcanine, Nidoqueen, pretty standard and expected Pokemon, but then it does have Boltund, which is quite surprising. I really did not think he'd bring that, especially because I had Tangrowth, I had Granbull, I had like even Hydra. Like I had like counters to it, but I guess he just bring it anyway. So to be honest, I'm kind of worried about that because Mamoswine is only a soft check. Wouldn't really take Strong Jaw, Psychic Fangs, or Crunch too well throughout the battle. So yeah, nonetheless, this should still be doable. You know, if you can just chip Nidoqueen a bit, Coco can clean up. We've got Tornadus with like Air Slash, Nasty Plot, which can also do work. And yeah, just head right into it. So, not the music. Yeah, so turn 1, I lead Mamoswine as he goes for Slowbro. So I believe I go straight for the rocks here. Yeah, so the reason I go for rocks right there is because he does not really have removal. I know Hydreigon gets defog, but I highly doubted that was defog Hydreigon. I was really expecting like an offensive one, so I thought I should get my rocks up straight away to just like, because they're pretty much guaranteed to stay up. He doesn't have removal, and you know, it'd just be very useful against this bulky thing. And especially Bolton as well. So yeah, I go straight for the Stealth Rock. Even though this can pressure me with the Scald, I don't think he goes for Scald right there. This early in the game, I think that switch is like so obvious, and you know, I have like so many switches to that. So that's why, as you can see, he doesn't actually go for Scald. He goes for Toxic, probably expecting something else, and we just get our rocks up. So yeah, so I believe I go for Slowking here, and he goes for double Toxic. So good play by him. Predicting me that time. The reason I go Slowking is because I think it's to Toxic this. I'm pretty sure it is to Toxic this. Yeah, yeah, because we do want to Toxic that. But, you know, since he revealed Toxic, I highly doubted that he was like Rest Talk. Who would just be normal slack off. So Toxic would have been great to put that thing on a timer. And also Slowking takes hits from this for days, so you know, it's a very safe play to make. But we do miss a Toxic, unfortunately, which is quite big, as he goes for Teleport into the threat Bolt Hunt, kind of a threat. So we just go right into Mammoth One, I believe, the dedicated counter, and he goes for Crunch. As you can see, Life Orb Stronger Crunch, it does 45. That's why Mammoth One wasn't the best check. But nonetheless, because we are now at 49. And you know, Crunch is 80 BP, Psychic Fangs 85 BP. I think I was scared of Psychic Fangs, so I just decided to Ice Shot him rather than go for Earthquake for the guaranteed 1 KO. I think because Bolton 1 is very frail, and 2 I can die here to Psychic Fangs, so I just go for my Life Orb Adamant Ice Shot or something, and he actually kills this thing because we get a crit. So I actually get quite lucky there. But I mean, even without that, to be honest, like you know, if a crit did 80, then a regular is doing like at least I don't know, let's just say like 60, 55, yeah. That leaves him in only like 20% range. So Scissors Bullet Punch kills at that range. So there's like Coco's any move from Coco, and you know, Licky Licky can also take any hit and just like use knockoff or just wish protect it. So it wasn't that deep, but I guess it did make things quite easier. So yeah, I go for Ice Shot, crit and kill him. Let's bolt on down. Mammoth One is weak now, and here he goes for Mega Slowpoke. So here I go back into my Slowking because again, it is that it takes any move. You know, we know that he's Scald, Teleport, Toxic, so we wall that for days. And for me, it's kind of like a free Toxic. So I believe I do not to go for the Toxic there because again, the Toxic is super obvious and he doesn't want that to take a Toxic. So I expected Chansey. I expected Chansey to come as it was very obvious. It has natural cure, you can take it to Toxic any day and just get rid of it. So that's why I doubled to Licky Licky to go for a knockoff, I believe, on this Chansey. And also it covered both like scenarios, so because he could also go to Hydreigon on my Slowking, and then I'm kind of like in a sticky situation where I'm forced into this. So yeah, Licky Licky covers Hydreigon as well, being the dedicated counter to it. And we just go for a knockoff, and knockoff this thing's Eviolite, so that's great because now he's significantly less bulky, and Coco's close combat like kills after rocks, I believe, like guaranteed. And he goes for Toxic on my Licky Licky, so I don't mind this because as I said, we do have heal belt, so you know, we heal ourselves and Slowking here, which is actually really useful as he gets up his rocks. So Licky Licky being at 100% now, I don't want to take another Toxic, and I don't really hurt this much with just knockoff, so I believe I go for Scissor on the potential Toxic, and that because I can force it out. So he doesn't go for Toxic, Scissor does absorb that any day. And yeah, I just go for a knockoff, expecting him to switch out, because you know, I could be SD, I could be Superpower, so I really expected him to switch out into something like Arcanine, and I thought knocking that off would be really helpful because one, I remove the item, which would likely be Boots, then it starts taking damage from Stealth Rock. But no, he actually reveals he stays in and then he reveals counter. So even though I only do 22%, the counter still kills me. That's actually ridiculous. So yeah, he actually, like, he got me there. I can't lie. That's amazing. Like, he actually just stayed in, went for counter and just fucked my Scissor up. So, but that's fine though. We do have Coco, And you know, we can go for close combat. I will damage Nidoqueen and it will kill this. So I'll go right into my Coco because it just like it keeps momentum at this point. Like it forces in Nidoqueen, which we can wall with Licky Licky, and it kills like anything else that tries to switch in. So yeah, we go for a close combat, kill the Chansey, and I believe now he would send in Nidoqueen. Obviously we have to switch out here, and we just sack off the Mamoswine at 8%. Now we go for Licky Licky. So here is important because you know, if I knock off this thing's life orb, it's significantly less powerful, and then Licky Licky has like that much of an easier time walling it. So I believe that's what I tried to do here, and he does not stay in, fearing the knockoff and knowing I'm max PDF. He goes to his Slowbro, which is called Toxic Teleport and then Recovery. So I guess that beats me 1v1 kind of. And yeah, so that's why I switch out right back into my Slowking. Slowking is looking good now because the Chansey is dead, so nothing can take Toxic. Obviously Nidoqueen can take Toxic, but he doesn't match up well against Slowking at all, so he doesn't want to switch in. So yeah, but I guess on my switch he uses Teleport and gets the momentum here, goes right into Hydreigon. So then I go right back into my safe, switch in Licky Licky, and here we find out some important information. So Earth Power does 18, it doesn't show lefties, doesn't show Life Orb, and Earth Power doing only 18. I believe it reveals that he is Scarf. I think that reveals he is Scarf. Either way, he's not doing much damage to my Licky Licky at all. So I just, yeah, I do have a wish there to get my Licky Licky. It's still at a decent range because we just saw Earth Power did 18, so we know that we can wall that Hydreigon for days. So 76% is a decent enough range. And 2, if I go for wish there, whatever tries to switch in gets recovery anyway. So yeah, so now we just go back to Slowking on the bloody Slowbro, and now we go for a slack off ourselves. I believe just to have a Nidoqueen because Licky Licky was getting low. So as I said, Slowking is Nidoqueen situation number 2. That's why we want to keep Slowking healthy to help out Licky Licky. And yeah. So here we go for Toxic. He does make the predict by going to Nidoqueen, but nonetheless, we do match up well against it. We go for Scald on the Nidoqueen as he doubles to Hydreigon. I do get the burn from Scald on this Hydreigon. You know, I'm not gonna really feel bad for that because I didn't miss a Toxic earlier, which was pretty big against that Slowbro. And then we have Scald burn on this. So that burn is really helpful because now this thing is just getting chipped away turn by turn without me having to do anything. And of course I will go to my Licky Licky on this Hydreigon from Slowking, and yeah, Stab Dark Pulse does 22%, so we take that all day. I believe I just go for Protect here I don't go for Protect, probably was a better play there, just get some extra recovery, but I guess I took 2 Dark Pulses anyway. That's why I just went for Wish, because Wish is the play here, it's the key. So if I get a Wish off, then this Hydreigon is dead. So luckily he doesn't flinch, so I do get the Wish off, and now I can just Protect. And I'm back at a really good range to take on the Hydreigon. The Hydreigon is burned, the Rocks are up, is getting worn down, and yeah, you know, at this point it's looking like a good game. The Hydreigon is getting worn down, the Queen can't switch in forever. Coco or Torn are looking like they can clean up. We've got Nasty Plot Torn, which is faster than everything except Scarf Hydreigon, so that's why we're not going for it yet. So Nasty Plot Torn can win and Coco can win as well. Here he what did you do here? How come we ended up sending Arcanine? So yeah, I get the Wish back with Licky Licky. I go to Slowking as he goes for Toxic, and then I go for my Toxic? No, I go for Scald. So yeah, expecting the Nidoqueen switching on the Toxic, I go for Scald, expecting Nidoqueen. But he goes to Arcanine, so that also works because again I get the damage on Arcanine and he can't wall me. But he does reveal max PDF Arcanine, so Scald doesn't do that much. That's why I go for Toxic there. The Arcanine is now on a timer. Hydreigon's on a timer, Slowking is gonna thrash these two. Licky Licky again comes in, switches in. Hydreigon's getting worn down fast, can't break through me, he is Scarf. Yeah, it's definitely Scarf the way he's being played. And yeah, he doesn't get the flinch. Our Wish Protect comes in. I go for Heal Bell there because the next, even a crit Dark Pulse won't kill there. and he's locked into that. So Heal Bell helps out Slow King because it was toxic. And now the Hydreigon dies to burn, so yeah, I mean now it's just good game because I can stay in with Nidoqueen. I mean Licky Licky against this Nidoqueen because Hydreigon is now dead. I knock off the Life Orb and yeah, now it's a joke walling this thing. It's a joke. So as you can see without the Life Orb, he just a 25% max with his strongest move. I just go for a Wish. He reveals Toxic. Fair enough. Yeah, Sludge Toxic. As you can see, I'm just kind of like getting my health back. You know, using Heal Bell to avoid Toxic, get the health back. Kind of maintaining like the differential here. So yeah, keeps going for Sludge Wave. I'm just gonna knock off and chip away at this until it dies. Yes, you're forced. So obviously, he's not gonna get any drops. Yeah, we're gonna keep doing that. If he goes for Toxic, I do have Heal Bell. Still got enough Heal Bells left. Wish, Protect, Earth Power, knock off. So the next knockoff will kill, and I should wish here then knock off. I should wish then knock off. Yeah, I do wish, and then the next knockoff does kill as the incoming wish recovers me back to full health. So yeah, Licky at full health. We can maintain the 4-0 here, I guess. And now we can just go to Slowking. So yeah, Slowking no longer toxic. He is toxic now though. But yeah, we can go for toxic here. If it goes to Arcanine, we scold and win. If this stays in, it's on toxic, we win as well. So yeah, I believe this is a good game. He can't break Slowking / Licky Licky, and they're both on toxic, so it's guaranteed to be a 4-0. But I believe I just want to rush the game up, so Coco should be coming in to just clean up. Yeah, Coco comes in now. We do have a wish, so we can recover off the skull damage, as you can see here. Luckily, he doesn't burn. Doesn't matter anyway. I win. But yeah. So now Wild Charge will kill the Slowbro, and then Wild Charge will clean up the Arcanine. And that is good game to SMence. Mence. We do end up going the season undefeated, 10-0. And after this is playoffs. So yeah, good game to Mence. And I'll see you guys in the playoffs, I guess. So yeah, see you guys next week.